Capricorn.
Hello Capricorn, this is your November forecast for 2016, and listen, October was very much so a month for you where you were focusing on your career and so forth, getting ahead, putting down whatever, planting seeds, initiating, and starting off maybe even on some new projects. So an exciting time for you here Capricorn, and now this month here in November will be more so where are you going with it, right? This is a month where you're going to be expressing and expanding your energy more so socially, but also with groups, or you might find yourself here with organizations and so forth, and bringing a lot of more of your own inner, I won't say sense of intensity, but in one reality that is so because the Sun and Mercury both are moving through the sign of Scorpio. So you're going to be emoting and feeling your emotions deeper, those things that are important to you, real to you. And so whatever this that took place for you in October, this is now going to come out a little bit more for you. Now, Mercury will also want to communicate those things that are important to you. And this will be I won't say in a confrontational way, but a more open, direct way. There's times when we hold back our emotions and kind of wait to a perfect time. Well, when Mercury goes through Scorpio, it tends to come out, right? And then it feels like it also has gone through the whole transformational stage of where you've been thinking it, balancing it, and here it comes out. You will be sharing a whole lot here this month. Capricorn. Now, Venus is in the sign of Sagittarius, which it loves to be. Why? Because Sagittarius is such a happy-go-lucky type energy. We're more expressive. We want to do this. We want to do that with it. It's a playful type energy. However, though, for you right now, it's more like wanting to play behind the scenes. And that's because Venus is cruising through your 12th house, which is not just our subconsciousness, but a little bit more removed. And that is because Venus is also shutting down on what it's been expressing and working with for the last year. So it's recuperating. And so this would be a perfect time for you to go do those things that enhances you and your daily experience. Go to the spa, go do some yoga, that kind of thing that you normally don't take time off for. But if you do it here in November, actually from the last week or two there in October, you would probably start feeling more so the need to pamper yourself in this sense. When Venus isn't really optimized, then it runs slow and sluggish, and we don't really feel that we have all of that good energy going with us, right? So it's important to listen to your body and spiritual rhythms, and this is what she's doing right now. Won't be there for the entire month, but at least here for the first 10 days or so. Then watch when Venus crosses your ascendants, coming into your first house. That's the most powerful time of the year for you. Venus, when she radiates out to or towards the public, this is when your inner light shines through that much stronger, and you will get comments on it as well. And especially as Venus is going to be moving towards Pluto, which is very passionate. It's those things that you desire that you're really going to be in touch with here this month. Now, Mars has already had that conjunction with Pluto there in October. Now, Mars has already been there and infused itself with Pluto, and it did that in October. So when the two of them meet, whenever we have a conjunction, meaning they're sharing the same degree on the sky, then it has infused itself with a power up for the next 2 years journey until it comes back. This is in your first house, so you must be feeling here very powerful now, Capricorn, and like you're fit and ready to fight and so forth, and go getting those goals that you so desire. So Venus is going to come along, do the same thing that Mars did last month, and so you're good to go for the annual journey of Venus, which takes 1 year and 2 years for the Mars cycle all of this is going to be expressed in your persona and how you share yourself with others here this month. Now, we also do have Saturn, which is currently working behind the scenes, and Saturn is your ruler. So he's looking out for you. You might feel that certain areas of your life is a little slow. That could be due to Saturn, but it's okay to operate here. Why? Because it's really wanting you to take some reflection over the last 28, 29 years. What have you accomplished on that journey? And you know, that doesn't happen just in a 2-minute journey down memory lane, right? It's more on a cellular level. Saturn is finalizing this journey to see what you have accomplished this far and where you're heading now for the next 28 years. So slowly it's moving through this area, and then every time it has a visit, like now, here with Venus at the very end of October, and now infused with it, it has received this signal of, okay, so now I know this, and this is where I'm going to go with it. So there's all these intricate, small little details that are working constantly in our consciousness. So, but anyway, when Venus now tours through your first house, you're going to feel radiant, like I said. Mars is powering up now to have its biannual visit to your second house for money and income. And you'll start seeing how this area is going to be quite important and come upon your mind of how you can tweak, how you get all your ducks in a row, can you improve it and whatnot, both with money coming in, being generated, but also how you're using or spending your money is what you're going to see taking place. We have the full moon in Taurus this month, and that is your sister sign here, Capricorn. For you, it will be the 5th house. So love and romance are also the area of children or self-expression. It's going to be illuminated here for you. You'll feel it's a great day for you. Nice place to have a full moon, because why? It's playful. And so enjoy the full moon, and the new moon here will be in Sagittarius, which for you, Capricorn, will be in the 12th house. That is the time when we place our intentions for the oncoming year in this area. So what would your intentions be? Well, it's all about recognizing the need for having your personal private space where you can retreat. Sometimes we get so busy, or there's just too many people around us, that we don't really find the time to just slip out or slip into a different room and have meditation time. That should pretty much be your intention this month, that you promise yourself to create a little room and space, a little bit every day or at least weekly, where you can align yourself so your chakras can harmonize and be empowered. That will behoove you. It's going to be a full year before the new moon comes back to this area, so do pay attention to the 29th. So before we get on to looking at the calendar for what's taking place throughout the month, I am addressing at the very end of this video questions, comments about my camera angle, that I'm not just sitting like this talking to you. Why do I sit like this and talk to you? That will be explained there, just so you get a little insight on that enigma. But listen, we're starting off the month here on a dreamy note. It's the Sun and Neptune, and the Sun is you. Neptune is that higher aspect of Venus. It is inspirational, it's spiritual, and they're coming off here with a great meeting on a trine, and that just means that you're harmonized today. You're feeling good and romantic. And on the 2nd, if you're having any meetings with a client, a supervisor, you're coming across really powerfully and clear. If you're needing to speak with your partner on one of those topics that might be a little sensitive, well, today would be a great day to bring it up, because you're in the flow of being able to pinpoint it and be very balanced about it. On the 4th, we have Venus and Uranus, and Venus is romance and it is love, when it trines in such a harmonious aspect to Uranus, well, then we get the big OMG, right? The unexpected. I love this aspect, and it happens twice a year, so we're back at it right now to have it on the 4th. And for you, Venus here now being in the 12th house and Uranus in the 4th house, this could be something connecting to your dreams, things that you've been thinking about, or maybe it's your partner that has had some thoughts about wanting to do something special, and here you have it. And the 4th house has to do with home and family, so there could be news there too, maybe from one of the parents or so forth. On the 7th, we see you now here with the Sun and Pluto. There's sextiling, and that has to do with you and personal transformation, where you're going to be embodying something of importance. And I feel you holding this vibe, this frequency in a great way. You'll see later in the month how that is going to pan out for you. But you're initiating something here that is quite important. Now on the 15th, Mercury and Mars, Mercury being your thoughts, it's your intellectual level kicking into action with all the physical drives on board, meaning you're going to accomplish a whole lot here today, both within communication but also getting your practical things done. Mercury here for you, I sense, since it's coming up here on, with Mars too, it's something about your hopes and dreams, but also could be somebody within the circle of friends. There is also that of you now financially, perhaps putting something together. You'll see how it works for you personally, because this is your solar chart, and of course I can't see where it falls in your natal chart, your birth chart, but for you, absolutely, because you're coming to a point where you'll be honing in on your income. How does it work for you? What are you doing about it? Can it be improved? Can you get your ducks lined up in a different row? Now when Mars comes here, happens only once every 2 years. So this is going to be where your main drive and focus will be as far as that is concerned for that of November. So pay attention to see how you can benefit from it. On the 18th, we might have a little miscommunication, and this happens whenever Mercury, which rules our communication, and Neptune, which can be very fuzzy and unclear when not aligned in a good aspect. When they square off like that, we might hear something that we think we're hearing and it wasn't the intention of the person, or the other way around. So, but I feel already on the 19th, when Venus comes into Neptune, she may square it up here and figure out what was the real or pure intention and not the misunderstanding of it. But on the 22nd and the 23rd, Capricorn, listen, this is a great time for you, especially for those of you who are ready to embark upon a new journey. We have Mercury, which has everything to do with communication, but also documents and agreements and so forth, negotiations. Coming up here with Saturn, which is wanting to secure and embark upon a new chapter. Jupiter coming in also with Mercury here, wanting to expand this area of what it is you're embarking upon. Jupiter will make sure that you will get the best deal coming in here. So these 2 days are super important, whether you're starting a new business or a new project, even a new relationship here at Capricorn. Because why? It's really locking it in, and that's what you want karmically, a good, beautiful start, right? But on the 24th, here we are, we're coming into the holidays, and this year we have Jupiter and Pluto not on too good of terms. They're squaring off on each other, butting heads. And when Jupiter is not happy, Jupiter can turn very righteous, you know, that we feel that everything we're saying is right, and that might just brush somebody the wrong way. Or it could be vice versa, that somebody here in the crowd might be very righteous, and that might just trigger you, you know, and your reactions here with Pluto. So we can see the differences of opinions on the 24th might not be so easy, but on the 25th, Venus is coming in trying to do the cleanup work with love and light and understanding and explanations, trying to heal that situation. However, though, as much as Venus can do the magic with Pluto, Pluto can be devastating. Pluto's like the tower coming crashing down, right? But Pluto is also the magician as far as healing things to a perfect state of being as if it never happened, right? That's the magic of Pluto. However, though, Venus is having a little bit of a hard time, though, because she is squaring up on Jupiter, too. So all of these are taking place between the 24th and 25th. So it's going to be interesting to see how it's going to work out for you guys. On the 26th, we have Mercury delivering some news here from Uranus. Great aspect, unexpected news. I feel it could be a little riveting in a good sense, an exciting way. Uranus can always be, the messenger of big changes too. So whatever it is going to be for you, your Uranus is in the 4th house for home, family, and foundation. Mercury now here in this area of your 12th house. So if you're changing things up at home, might have to do with it, or it could be changes coming in here or news as far as one of your parents as well. So there we have it, Capricorn. I hope you'll have a beautiful month. Listen to the end if you want to get that insight to the enigma. And if not, then I'll see you in December. I know. Listen, I thought I would address the comments that you guys have had and speculated about over a long time. And that is, why do I look this direction and into the camera this way? It has a couple of reasons. And of course, for me, I'm more all about the information rather than the camera. But just to let you know, I have two very important reasons for why I sit the way I do. For one, I want to keep in touch with you on the camera, but then I have my board here with the transits, the dates, and so forth, because not all that information is stored mentally. But there's a deeper reason, and that is the third point. You, the board, and then the midpoint. Now, the midpoint for me is when I access the future, okay, when I put it together. And you can try this for yourself as well, because, see, if you look to the left, you're processing the past. That's where your memories go down memory lane. That's the past, that side of our brain. When we look to the right, we're accessing the future, right? That's where you go when you're speculating what will happen now in the future. You will go this direction with your eyes. So for me, I channel my information when I look in this direction. So for me, rather than sitting straight on, then it works for me. My information flows better. It's how I roll. Now, if I was to talk to you without thinking or considering the future, then I would look straight on like this, because then I'm just talking about the here and now, whatever, and looking at you. But as soon as I psychically start working, well, then I got to go like this to get that information in the future and download it from there. So that's why, no mystery, but now you know. See you next time.